gotten banned.
Yeah, Lifesteal has started to be seen more and more in Europe at the moment. I think CK is the other one as well that pops up every now and then, which
Yep.
always shocks me. But, yeah.
The Americas region, they were playing CK Kotl.
Oh, interesting. They're going back to the classic.
No, that was a fun lane to watch too, and the CK destroyed. It was kind of gross.
Yeah, there's some drafts where you pick CK at the end, and it's like, well, they have no illusion clear. I'm just going to blow everybody up. Never mind.
Oh, ban the Wisp. Okay, so, I mean, this leaves a lot of top meta picks available.
So, for Viking, Wisp and Ench are Celery's two best heroes.
Mm-hmm.
He plays them a lot in pubs, especially Wisp. And after that, it's like Grimstroke and Snapphire. So they go for the Tiny, which is like Viking. It would have been Phoenix or Tiny there, and I'm not surprised to see them go for the Tiny. They've opened Rubik before as well, but I think whenever Tiny gets let through, that's like their big hero. Ench, Wisp, Tiny is their openers.
So let's see what they go for Ninjas of Pajamas. Is they'll take the Phoenix.
Shock to absolutely nobody.
Quick into the Snapphire.
I mean, we were saying though that Celery likes to play this hero anyway, and Aramis has played it before as well. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know whether Toby plays it or not as a 3, but if Celery's willing to pick Snapphire normally and then they pick Phoenix, I mean, yeah, no shock, honestly. Jeez. The question is, do they want to pick something like the Mars here to pair with the Phoenix on NiP? How do they want to approach this now? Because obviously the Phoenix isn't going to have a massively reliable game because of the little shredder. So, yeah.
Do you go like Mars here to try and deal with that, or?
I mean, they could do.
Get some space.
I'm trying to think what else they could go for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot safer. I don't mind that.
Does Cookie work inside the Chrono? If you throw a Cookie in the Chrono?
No, it doesn't move them.
But does it still stun?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I mean, I might be wrong with that, but I know it definitely doesn't move them. I'm pretty sure it used to work, though.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm trying to think about it in my head.
Yeah, it used to work before, and it used to work in like Static Storm and stuff and all sorts. I don't know if it still does. I haven't seen that combination in ages, but yeah, it definitely doesn't work on Chrono. So they're going to need to think about what kind of lane they want up against the Void going into the second phase. I know Toby likes to play things like Veno, so that could be a possibility for Viking. But they're probably going to look to pick up their... and they banned DOTA again. So Viking are one of the only teams I feel like at the moment that are willing to run DOTA in itself without like Vengeance stuff. Because that hero is pretty crazy.
Yeah, for it to get banned with the Venge already banned is like, that must be such a team specific thing.
We've seen so many, I've seen so many Viking DOTA games before, but they do so well on every single time. They play really well around that hero. So I imagine this is more likely to be a Tiny 2, by the way. I think most of the time at the moment, it tends to be mid rather than 4. But they do have that flexibility. Aramis does play it, so they need to be... Yeah, they need to be protecting their Void here, though, with the bans on NiP. I think especially for the laners that they don't want to play against.
So what are you thinking about banning if you're trying to protect your Void with these 2 bans left over? Like, is Medusa... is that ban protecting your Void, or more so just getting that out of the hands of Viking?
I think it's good against Void in general as well, because you can pop the Stone Gaze and protect whoever's stuck in Chrono or whatever. Yeah, they banned the Veno as well, which I was going to say was Toby's main one. I think Void probably doesn't want to lane against. Yeah. Especially because it lanes so well with the Tiny, if they decide to put it as the 4. It's not just constant chip damage. You can't really time walk off, so... Veno really strong. I mean, Viking were one of those teams that when Veno was being picked all the time, they would just like first pick it whenever it was available. They've kind of moved away from that a little bit now and gone for, these other heroes, but they are still very good with it. I think something like Grimstroke could still be okay here for Viking.
Which, to me, is not a hero that we saw in the Americas region more than, I would say, twice. I think that hero, it feels strong. I still think it is strong, and it's surprisingly just kind of like not picked up at all. But maybe it just doesn't fit the meta at the moment. I feel like there's a lot of aggression where heroes could definitely take advantage of using something like Inkswell.
I think something like Ember for Viking is something they could look towards as well. Yeah, they're going to ban the Mars anyway, even though there's a Void. I don't mind that. I think that's fine.
I mean, it would definitely give 2 setups for that egg. So anything that can make that egg a little bit more susceptible to going down is probably good for Viking GG.
I'm trying to think what else they want to ban out here, because like there's something like Necro still in the pool if they really don't want to play against it, but I don't know how much I like that. Maybe like Slardar or something might be an okay ban.
Ooh, yeah.
Or Underlord could be annoying to play against potentially. They have picked that recently on Viking.
Would it be worth doing like a Sword RPA kind of thing here for Viking, or is that just fighting in the Faceless Void and not going to work out?
I mean, potentially. Like, I don't know. I think PA has to be a very specific game for it. Like, you get the Blink Strike attack speed, so if you Blink Strike somebody next to the egg and then attack the egg, you can kill it quickly. I'm trying to think of other heroes that Void want to lane against, and I can't think of it. Okay, Beastmaster's nice. I don't know that. They get the attack speed aura for the egg as well.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, Misha's played a decent amount of Lich recently.
Yeah, the Frost Armor for the Void is always nice, especially if he wants to play aggressive early.
It's more damage to input into the Chrono as well, which is okay. Yeah. I still think something like Ember is okay here for Viking.
Yeah.
Like, I think the chains is really valuable against the Void as well, but then you're kind of showing that the Tiny would be the 4, which I don't think you want to do.
So you could probably. I mean, you could wait for the 5th pick to get it. I think
they would probably look to pick their 3 here. I would imagine. And I'm trying to think of what Toby would want to play. Like Night Stalker potentially could be something for them, which might be interesting. I still think Necro's okay. Pugna could be interesting as well, potentially. Pugna Tiny lane combo is pretty crazy.
Trying to think what they'd potentially want to go to.
Toby's played Mirana in the past before as well, which I don't think is that great this game, but it's just, you know.
Be rough, I feel like, 3-position Mirana.
Yeah, he's the only person I know that does it, which is interesting. I don't really see anybody else do it. So, but I like when teams have that one hero that they like that nobody else plays. It's wacky and it's weird.
Yeah.
And especially when it gets banned out against them. And the team's like, well, we don't play this, so we have to ban it.
And that's actually something we didn't even talk about, was just the offlane Bloodseeker coming in. It got banned in the first phase a lot. Yeah. Well, you just played it 2 hours ago. I don't know how you're forgetting about it.
Yeah, true. I mean, I forgot about this so completely. It's like, against Void, it's interesting because when he time walks away, you don't take rupture damage because you're invulnerable. But it amps up the Tiny and the Snapfire's damage massively. Like, these guys have so much spell burst that the spell amp from the Bloodseeker is really good. I don't mind this. I think this hero is really strong. It works well with the Tiny. They could play the Tiny 4 still and it would be fine.
Yeah.
It's difficult to bully out the Bloodseeker in the lane if you're the Lich, I think, as well. Like, in the early levels, it's okay, but as the levels come through, it gets harder and harder. And it's one of those things that even if Void does get ruptured, it still kind of half takes him out the fight because you're still so reliant on that time walk to get around. They have so little reserve time on both teams now, though, coming into these like last 2 picks.
Yeah, 16 seconds left. 4 Ninjas in Pajamas now done at 13. And like, this has got to be quick from them, and they'll go into the Nature's Prophet. So that's mobility. That's a right clicker who can hit into the Chronosphere. But the question is, will that be good enough with this lineup up against what Viking GG has?
Well, I mean, Viking with their lineup already, you can tell they're going to want to run at you, but they have so much wave clear, and they have so much like pick-off potential that I'm surprised they did go for this Nature's Prophet. It does split the map up a lot, though, so it stops us from just 5-manning. I will say, whenever I've watched Viking recently, they pick a huge amount of wave clear. Like, every game. They put so much emphasis on it. Like, they've picked Rubik Underlord lanes before and all sorts, and they constantly just shove lanes out, and it allows them to make these aggressive plays on the map because the lanes are lanes are constantly on the other side of the map. It's really cool to watch. Yeah, Ember pick.
So, I mean, that kind of gives up that you're going to be going to the Tiny 4, but at the same time, I know in the Americas region, they were playing this Ember in the 1. So is it completely just Ember 2? And because would it work if they went Ember 1, Tiny 2?
It's probably not. I don't like. I think they need a big hitter last. They need something that scales better, I think, going into the last pick. Like, it's not bad, but I think it's just not what they want.
Yeah.
I like Boom's Ember though. I think he's really good at that hero. And there's a lot of like the two supports are pretty squishy at the moment. Yeah, they need like a hero to base the rest of their draft around, which and I like the Alk ban as well.
Because the question becomes, who is that going to be going up against this Void?
What else could Shad play? I mean, Shad could play something like Drow if he wanted, but it's not great against Nature's Prophet or Lich.
I feel like the Drow would just get annihilated in this lineup.
Yeah, I think PL's okay potentially. And I'd still like to see carry Night Stalker as well if they wanted to do it because they've done it before, and I've yet to cast one of them. So I think Troll could potentially be okay as well for them.
Mm-hmm.
Spectre's still in the pool if they want to go for that. There's so
do they want to slow down their
lineup
though for a Spectre?
Yeah, I don't think they mind. Yeah, okay. They're banging the Viper.
Yeah, if you're going to ban the Viper,
yeah, they're saying to them, if you don't ban Spectre, we're probably going to pick it. And it's also a really good laner against Ember. So,
I mean, they could always bait out a Spectre ban, and then I was going to say, even if that got through the Spectre, they could have just been like, okay, fine, we'll go Phoenix 3, Nature's Prophet 2, Void 1, and throw an Ancient Apparition in there. But Spectre ban anyway.
I'd like to see Troll. I think that hero's cool.
I think it's very kiteable. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen very good trolls recently. Wraith King comes in. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind this. I mean, it's the Wraith King against the Void, right? Just that's pretty standard. I don't mind that too much. And it's a natural halberd builder as well up against the Void Nature's Prophet, which is nice. What do they go last on NiP? We've talked a lot about Viking, but
I mean, do you just
they go like Kunkka?
Yeah, I was thinking either Kunkka or Void Spirit, something that's going to give you control.
But
is that even enough?
I mean, I guess the Nature's Prophet scale was okay.
Okay, so they will go mid Nature's Prophet.
It's a really good I mean, it could be Underlord mid, but yeah. Supreme's the Nature's Prophet player most of the time, and well, I say that they do it like both of them play it, Saberlight and Supreme. So it's a good Underlord game, to be fair. I can get behind that. It's a good laner against the Wraith King as well. Gives them more wave clear, which they kind of lack a little bit of at the moment. It's good against all three cores on Viking because they're all melee cores, right? So
yeah,
the root's always going to be annoying, especially against Ember. We'll probably see him build this Yules on Underlord on Saberlight, I would imagine.
We were talking about that Yules over the Route of Atos and what Underlords we're looking for. And do you think this is more so a Yules game over an Atos game, or could it still be an Atos game?
I think it's more likely to be a Yules game just because of the thing we talked about where the Atos has the animation going through the air. So if you're the Ember, it's really easy to just jump away before that Atos hits.
Yeah.
So I think the Yules is a lot safer. And you can also purge off the silence from the Bloodseeker as well with the Yules.
Okay.
I'm not massively swayed one way or the other with the drafts. I think Viking, if they get going, they will really get going. Because ninjas all three of their cores need farm, I think, to be effective in this game. Whereas like this Bloodseeker can always just make things happen on the map. So if Viking starts setting the pace and they find these kills early on and Ember starts running around the map and like picking people off, then I think they'll be happy. But yeah, it's up to NiP, I think, just to extend the game a little bit more. All three of their cores scale relatively well.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what build Wraithing goes for as well in terms of item build.
So, who do you think has the slight edge?
I think I prefer Viking as a team. I think they're just slightly a tier above, at the moment. So, but I don't think it's massively one way or the other. The only reason I say that is because I think they've got more proven results recently. So, yeah, I do worry for NiP a little bit if they start to fall behind.
So we'll have to see how this goes. And okay.
These guys are good friends, like the players on these teams, so. Especially like Saberlight. He's very and like Charlie and things.
I feel like Saberlight's just very friendly in general.
Yes, he is very nice.
30 seconds to battle.
Everybody enjoys him. He's still like top 5, right?
Toby. Oh, Toby taking a little bit of damage. They don't have bash, but
No, they don't. But they will run into Ramus now. It's like, oh, he showed up. Okay. now we'll run at you.
Aramis did this last time as well. I watched him. Look at his quick buy.
Mega.
All mangoes.
Toby slowed again.
He's gonna have to salve. He said.
Early use of the salve is definitely not going to feel good.
Yeah. But you see him running back to the tier 2 as soon as he can to get that extra regen from the tower. So they get the early block, but also get the extra regen coming through. So that's nice.
So maybe he won't salve.
Maybe not.
We'll see. I think at this point you're not salving.
No, he's not. It was 3 runes for NiP though, we should say, which is nice for them. Good start to the game.
Avalanche early, blood right down, forcing that time lock with that level 1 cooldown, 24 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, this lane, I think I saw this from Viking the other day, this Bloodseeker Tardy lane, where this Avalanche on top of the Blood Right's really crazy with the things it can do. But it's a little bit different against the Void because he can always just jump away.
All of a sudden, Era in some trouble. All he has is spirits, but you can see they've slowed down Celery's right click to where he just can't even do any damage now to the Phoenix.
I would say I've been really impressed with Celery recently on his in any lanes, like any game I watch of his, I feel like he always has good game impact. He might be in trouble here. I think he's dead.
Yeah, one more shot gets it. Celery gets first blood. He'll lose his courier, but didn't have anything on it. And Toby was just right-clicking this void. Pretty sure Charlie salved up.
Yeah, I mean, this
Toby
void
will
should just
salve.
free farm down in bot lane.
Yeah, Toby walking forward on that. Sure. He gets his salve stopped about halfway through it.
I'm interested to see how Boom plays this mid lane as well. Like he's obviously maxing flame guard.
Frost shield, avalanche, blood right. They've got the silence onto this void. Close. Look at Aramis now. He's oh, Bash comes in. This might be enough. Tiny.
Oh, the neutral.
Ooh, gets the kill into the neutral.
Easy.
Easy.
Ever in doubt.
Yeah. Never, ever in doubt.
I've got CS.
Scatterblast on the 2.
I'd be an awful observer.
Why would you have nothing up?
I was just chilling.
Jeez.
Never anything up.
Come on. It's first grade stuff.
So Celery has his courier coming out up again towards his top lane. Same with the Wraith King. And he has much more regen coming with the Bracer as well, going to help him a little bit. But I mean, Era's level 2. Can they get him here?
Dive over. Celery, he looks very dead. So they'll just have the courier come to the tower and then sit and wait. Then bottom, they get the kill onto Charlie. They're the blood right with the avalanche and the toss.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, there's kills on both sides of the map, but the biggest one coming for Viking GG.
That really shocks me. Like I know you can't time walk away in the avalanche at that time, but you have to time it perfectly. So yeah, really well played by Viking. Maybe an Aramis. I just want to talk about this top lane quickly as well, because I feel like although Wraithing is getting farm, this Underlord's just, they can't do anything to him. Like he's just going to sit here, and he's going to get CS. So they like kind of just trade farmer from this top lane.
Again, they get another kill now, this
God.
time on Amisha. They're just using this avalanche toss combo with the blood right to destroy these heroes. And they were ripping through these guys. And Misha's going to feel very, very scared, I feel like, to come back to this lane.
Oh, Aramis tried to hold the arcane rune there for Ember. If you saw, but there was a tree there that got sent by Supreme, and he attacked it once, tossed it up in the air, and it came back down and had 1 HP and destroyed the arcane rune. Awesome. So that was cool.
Celery level 3 now. He's got 2 into the Scatterblast, 1 into the Fire Snap Cookie. Shad farming okay, but yeah, you can see Saberlight. I mean, what do you do to him?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, Saberlight just exists in this lane, basically.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, nice crit though. Thwack him.
So we're taking a lot of damage still. Avoids that fire spirit. We'll salve up to stay in this lane. All of a sudden, Shad taking some right click damage, but it's okay to stand here. Vampiric Aura.
Well, I mean, the lifesteal was okay, but
At least for right now,
Price has gone
it's okay.
2 points. I guess the sustain in the lane's nice, but
Fire Stop.
I thought he'd go for
Scatterblast. Era. Trying to survive here. Wrath of Nature. Supreme comes over, but it's not in time to save this Phoenix. We'll trade the kills. And then meanwhile, Shad, I said he might be able to be okay to stand and trade here, but all of a sudden he needs to really find some regen.
he's fine. 2 points in lifesteal. It's fine. I mean, he can just drop his items for Celery to take, so it's not a massive problem. Celery's just going to wait to buy a salve and give it to Shad.
Which again, just getting caught out. Toby gets the kill on Amisha, and I've seen this before where Bloodseekers just have a great early game and really make the mid game for their opponents difficult.
He's going treads before Veil on the Bloodseeker, which is interesting.
I saw you go, what, Boots, Veil, Treads?
Hey, don't talk about my pub games in comparison to these guys. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm just saying that's what I saw you do, and that's what I usually see happen.
Yeah, but the reason why I like it is because sometimes you feel like you need the like the Greaves or something for the team fight, like mid game on the Bloodseeker. But if you feel like you're not getting Greaves, then I don't mind the boots upgrade before you go Veil. I saw it was one of the CIS players go phase boots yesterday, and I just feel like the Veil works so well with their lineup this game, right? If you delay it, it's just a little bit sad. He just changed and he goes Veil first. Right, I like that. Okay.
Dire's structures are
Much better.
Rupture available. So
The Void's level
Charlie,
4. Toby's level 6.
Blood right down under the tower. Can't really make anything happen on this. He will do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Wraith King, he gets hit up pretty hard. But Toby,
Supreme's coming.
Supreme coming over. Stunned. Shad now on the run. Courier stops in its tracks. Had a smoke on it. They brought Arrow over as well. Supreme committed to the top lane with that. And
This is
now they're going to try and take the tower.
Up. Oh, Ember has no TP. Oh, this tower's gonna go.
Unless Solari can do something about it, but it doesn't look like he will. And all of a sudden they're about to lose a tier 1 tower very early on.
Oh, that's okay. They're just TPing away because Boom's rotating top here. Right, okay. So they see Boom leave mid lane and they're like, yeah, hell yeah, we're out of here.
Dark Rift to leave.
But this is still really nice from Ninjas because they force rotations top and Viking don't get anything from it. But they are going to be able to deny their tower now. So.
Yeah, so it's just a deny regardless.
Now Shad's going to just head back to the jungle.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
Jelly, that's a good one to grab. One of my favorite tier 1 items.
Yeah, I like that they don't give it to the Prophet either. They give it to the Underlord as well as the Void. So, because the Prophet can just TP back to base if he ever needs a refill anyway. So, makes more sense on the Underlord.
Rune of haste.
Boom has a haster in here. He's just going to keep going. Yeah, here he's dead.
Look over mid, get the kill on an Era. They've got the Sprout, but really, how do you catch Boom? And I say that, but Saberlight, no Pit of Malice, so it doesn't matter.
Remember when shrines used to be a thing? Ridiculous.
We look at that now and we're like, I can't believe it, but when they existed, everybody loved them.
Well, it was just ridiculous because the offlaners used to get the shrines and the carries didn't. So,
Dire's middle tower is
the offlanes would just always win super hard.
Avalanche comes in. Charlie now, he's up in the top lane. He's got Chrono. Thinks about it. Pump fakes it. Now they've got the Sleight of Fist as well as the Searing Chains. They've locked him up with Fire Staff Cookie. Can they get the kill on him? No. There comes the Chronosphere. However, Charlie sitting low with no time lock.
Oh, they see
Sleight of
Charlie.
Fist comes in again. They've got the toss, but Sinister Gaze locks up Aramis. They get the kill onto the Tiny. They look over. Charlie still running Sleight in a second, and it just gets him. They get the kill on a Charlie, but they lose 2 for it.
Hey, they lose their 2 supports, but they kill the carry Void. I think they'll be happy with that. On Viking. Especially because they force so many people to come top, right? Maybe bot lane as well, just going to start trading hits with the Underlord. We Saberlight. Oh, he's actually going Atos. Okay. He prefers the Atos over the Yules. Fair enough.
Look at where Toby's brought the wave.
Yeah.
Don't firestorm it.
He doesn't want to have to deal with the Underlord. I get it. It's fine. I will say Aramis is still level 4 on this
They're
tiny,
gonna
which
grab
is a little bit
Supreme up top. This is honestly
Bot
a
lane.
good setup. Searing Chains into the Fire Snap Cookie. Dark Rift away. They did Rupture him.
sad. Oh,
That'll
Lich is here
force
as
him
well.
to TP out, and now they've got the Sinister Gaze. Toby now needs to run, but he's not going to make it far enough away.
Dire's
Look at the
top
Phoenix
tower
and
is
the
under
Lich to
attack.
combine for a kill.
They are going to get the bounty runes though. So I think that's 3 to Viking there. So but yeah, definitely not worth it. They wanted to get the silence off onto the Underlord there before he got the Dark Rift off, but they just slightly mistimed it, unfortunately. So gets away. And that's one of the worst things about playing against Underlord. He just runs down lanes, and if he's ever in trouble, he just Dark Rifts away, and then TP's back to a different lane again, and just starts pushing. I hate that hero so much.
I will say level 1 Dark Rift, though, does feel very slow.
Yeah, it does. But, I mean, it's enough, right? Because you're so tanky that they usually don't have damage at this point in the game to kill you in that Dark Rift. I think it's like 6 seconds, but even so.
Yeah.
Look at this Midas
Avalanche.
animation, by the way.
Mortimer's Kisses, Chain Frost comes in, Sinister Gaze, and then the damage again, the kill on a Saberlight, Slugfist comes through, and one more kiss!
What comes up?
The
Oh,
kiss
he has
of
no
death.
Pointing Blades.
Oh, Fire Snap Cookie gets Aramis far enough away. Now they look over at Supreme. They've got the Pin of Balance down, so that locks up Boom for a second. He's got a double damage to work with. And, well, they keep everybody alive. They get the kill there on to the Underlord.
Oh, he put a point in his ult as well on the Tiny, which normally you don't really see, but this game it's actually really good against the Void and the Nature's Prophet, because you get the 10 armor. He doesn't really mind, like, sacrificing a point in the Avatos, because he needs the physical damage, like, resistance.
Toby. He's been just bottom the entire time, doing his own thing, and he sits second on the net worth. Very close to first.
Yeah, I'd like to see Aramis buy a Quelling Blade on this Tiny Boy. Oh, they've
Rupture on
actually
arrow.
ruptured bot. Yeah.
Fire Snap Cookie, that'll stun him up. They're going to force him to either Icarus dive or get silenced. And now they'll have the right click to get the kill. Celery taking a tower aggro while Toby sits and waits for the final shot.
I mean, he can either Icarus dive and then die to the Rupture, or he can stand still and get silenced and die, or he can pop egg
Radiant's
and
bottom
die.
tower
Because
is
of
under attack.
the thingy.
Little
the,
Shredder.
Little Shredder, yeah. The thingy. Oh, such good
Radiant
technical
structures are
terminology by me.
Technical analysis coming your way.
The rune of invisibility.
So
No.
this is oh, hang on, Saberlight bot lane.
Ooh, bottom, they've got themselves the silence
Okay.
on the Saberlight, and all of a sudden he's just dead for a second time very quickly after he just died over mid. Fire Snap Cookie stuns up Charlie as well as Era, but they've got the Sinister Gaze out on the Boom. They'll follow this up with the Chronosphere. There's not much they can do. They throw down a Bloodright, but Boom ends up dead, Celery ends up gone, and it's 2 for the Underlord, at
Dire's
least in
middle
that little
tower is
skirmish.
under attack.
Nice Chrono by the Void. Make sure they get the kill. I would say Wraith King is farming all the way up in this meantime, though, up in the top lane. You know, he has his Midas now, so he's going to start to ramp up his net worth progression.
Yeah.
He's going Armlet as well. Okay, so I wonder if he goes Armlet Halberd.
Is under attack.
Era. He can't egg again, otherwise he's going to get Lil Shredded. He's just dead.
They've just got the toss all the way. He dies before he hits Saberlight.
This reminds me of the old Bloodseeker Earth Spirit combos that you used to see. Like you would kick on the Rupture. I think wasn't that what TI was that? Was it Newbie that did that a lot? In TI 7, I think. I can't remember, but anyway, just toss the
Radiant's
Rupture.
bottom tower is under attack.
See you later, fools.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So all of a sudden, you know, I was talking about how Bloodseeker's top of the, or you know, getting close to top of the net worth. Shad, he'll take this tower and he'll take top of the net worth. It's not like Shad had an amazing lane or a poor lane, but now he is really starting to hit his mark on this farm, and he's got the Midas. He's going into the Armlet. Do you think? Oh well, he's already queued up a Shadow Blade. I was gonna say, or well, really a Silver Edge it looks like, but I was gonna say, do you think Heaven's Halberd follows it up?
Yeah, I thought he might, but he wants to go more aggressive. He's actually got Blink queued up now. Okay, he's changing his mind, so we'll have to see when he actually
Eventually
buys
makes
the
the
item.
final decision. Yeah.
I like the
And-
armor though. It allows them to fight at this early timing that they want to on Viking, like with the rest of their team.
Bloodseeker goes what you were talking about, and that's getting regular boots, going Veil, recognizing that you need Guardian Greaves, and switching over. So Toby, he makes that switch, and finally now Underlord has that Rod of Atos.
This is a build that I really like to see when you go for the Greaves. Like I've seen some people go for its second item, some people go for its third item, like they want the Yules first. Yules is just a really valuable item on this hero. You can just set up for the Blood right pretty reliably. They're TPing bot lane here, they want Toby.
Can they get him? Bit of Malice is down, Firestorm, Yules, but back down into the Pit of Mouse.
He's delaying like so much time though with the Yules. It's like 3 seconds, just them standing there waiting to kill him.
Radiant's middle
Got
tower
a min
is
max
under
there.
attack.
I get that.
Ramus very close to this Blink Dagger too.
I know, Shad's just farming so quickly now though with the Midas.
Over mid, Pit of Malice, Rod of Atos, pops the Illusion Rune, that'll help Boom escape.
He's going Yules as well, so I don't mind that.
And he's just about to end his heals, and then he's actually going Shivas after that.
Did you say Shivers?
Yeah, I meant to say
no.
Shivas. That's not how I always say it.
Jesus, that's...
I
You know what, there's some
botched it.
things I can let you
Relax.
off, but that is unacceptable.
Shivas, are you know?
Shivers. Oh no.
You shivering over there?
Oh,
Because it
the
is
on the
cold.
embers. It's not cold.
It's ice,
Fine.
dude.
Nah, it's fine. Just put a jumper on.
I guess you just don't know what cold is.
That's how you counter Shivers. You just
Put a coat on.
Yeah.
New item, coat.
literally make Shiva's guard useless.
It's a cosmetic item too. It's not even a real in-game item.
You have to buy it for actual money. Oh no. Microtransactions. Aramis has got his blink now on this tiny, which is really big.
Yeah.
He's going to have it come out now, so it's so much easier for them to find these pickoffs, especially with the Bloodseeker, because they have the instant initiation, which they kind of lack at the moment. Like, they have Boom with the chains, which is nice, but... Chrono on the
Bottom,
Ember.
Chrono. Yeah. Boom in trouble, and he'll end up dead.
Oh, and they see that they saw the ward in the Chrono as well. Oh, they just... Oh, Misha just smoked accidentally. Okay, never mind.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And I didn't see that. It's fine.
You could pretend, but
Oh, there's a
if it was on
clumsy
screen,
net.
it got seen.
Oh my god, there's a clumsy net on the
Dire's
Underlord.
middle tower is under attack.
He's going to have... So basically, you pit, and then you Atos, and the pit hits again,
Radiant are
and then you
scanning.
clumsy net them, and then the pit hits again. And if they're not dead by then, I don't know how they die.
Smokey's by a
gonna-
Viking.
Yeah.
Ooh. Coming around, and they're
I
gonna
see
follow
the
this
courier going up.
Oh, but it TP'd, so now... Do they kill it? Smoking a sentry? They might just let it go.
I
Charlie?
see Charlie under the ward, yeah.
He's got the blink dagger. Oh, really?
Yeah, they thought he would jump up to the high ground to TP away. That's like so... They like played themselves because they next leveled it, right? They're overthinking it, basically.
Sunray, Rod of Atos. They've got the Yules back down to the Pit of Malice. They'll use the Rupture out onto the Underlord. They'll toss him over to the Tier 1 tower where it used to stand. They get the Cone of Saberlight. Mortimer's Kiss is coming in. The Chain Frost bouncing around as much as it can, but right now, at least, it looks like Viking GG are getting away with a good fight. Side of Fist Searing Chain, Supernova in a very good
They have no
spot.
Chrono.
One right down, and they don't have the Chrono, but the Supernova is going to pop on everybody on the side of Viking GG. Sunray onto Aramis. They'll get the kill into the Tiny. The Side of Fist Searing Chains comes through onto the Faceless Void. Charlie trying to get on the run here, trying to get himself some space. Shad changes his mind, goes after Era.
Toby!
They'll let Misha and Charlie go. Toby survives, and now he's thinking about going in even further. Blood right down, Remnant forward, Silence out onto the Lich. He's got the armor, but it's not going to matter. The stun comes from Shad. They'll get the right-click damage from the Wraith King. 4 heroes down on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. Fighting GG. All they lose is the Tiny.
Yeah, really well played by Viking there. They managed to start the fight by killing off the Underlord. And without the Pit of Malice available in the fights, it's so much easier for them to use their maneuverability around the fights, right? Because you saw Boom at the start, he was really struggling to get out of the pit.
Like he is now.
Yeah, like he is now. OGA.
Does Shad have Shadow Blade? Okay, so he's not going complete Silver Edge yet.
Yeah, he also didn't go Blink, so... I mean, I don't mind this. I think the Silver Edge is going to be really nice at some point this game. But, yeah. BKB, obviously, I mean, you've seen how much of a problem this Pit of Malice is. Obviously, the Fire Spirit stops him from getting his damage up as well. Like, there's a lot of spells to stop them getting in and around the fight on Viking. You know, there's the Frost Shield, there's the Sprout, there's the Pit of Malice, there's the Fire Spirits and everything. So. They're actually just going to go Roche because they know they have Chrono now. There's a DD that spawned.
But playing GG, they're going to come over. They've got 2 lives available on the Wraith King. Like, they could kind of throw bodies at this.
Well, they see Sableye.
Stun comes in. Mortimer's Kiss is coming out. They've got the Rupture as well, so the toss will get the kill on Sableye. Oh, they got the stun for a second onto the Phoenix. Another one for the right clicks to get this egg. Chronosphere is down. Egg's gonna pop right afterwards. Stun's up 3, but the right click damage just isn't there for Charlie. Shad oozing that first life. He's inside the Sprout. They look over at Era. The right click's coming in from Toby as well. Solari is not gonna be enough. They've stunned up this Faceless Void. He's got Time Walk. Now he's able to make himself a little bit of an escape. However, they get the kill on a Supreme Sword. 2 years dead on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. They find another in Misha. Now they've got the Yules out onto the Void, but he Time Walks onto the high ground. Yules hits the Lich. He's just getting focused by Boom, and there's the Sleight of Fist. They're going to continue to go after Charlie, who is low on mana, actually doesn't have the mana anymore for another Time Walk. Toss back to the rest of the team, and they get that kill on the Void. 4 heroes dead again on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas and Viking GG. They go in a Roche.
Really well played. They, again, it's the same thing. They start the fight off by using the Rupture on the Underlord, and they just toss him through the air. And he's just 100 to 0s. It's so much damage. And they even get their Chrono Egg combo off. It was a really nice Chrono by Charlie to keep that egg alive. Because you saw the little shredder was coming through from Celery. Really well played. And again, like it feels like when these fights go off, Charlie's just not doing any damage at the moment on the Void. And Supreme, like he has this Orchid, but I don't know. I feel like they're just running at him anyway. They don't care about this Orchid or anything, right? Like they have so many heroes that just get in your face on Viking.
Yeah. Viking up 6k net worth. Look at where Shad is in terms of the net worth. He's getting really close to this BKB. Picks himself up a Tome and Knowledge. You know, he's trying to push as quickly as he can into that level 3 reincarnation. I mean, that is such a big cut from 120 to 40 seconds on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Level 3 Wraith King ult's just mental. There's just no downtime, is there? When he gets his BKB, he's going to be insanely strong as well.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about ways of cutting out the Viking heroes as well. Like, they have time dilation. There's so many things that this BKB is going to help with. I miss Wraith King, older Wraith King, where you only had to have 1 spell to cast.
Just
mind
press
this,
Q.
like, yeah, never mind this Mortal Strike active. That's too many buttons for me.
Yeah, it's one too many buttons, and my friends were like, just learn Wraith King for your first hero. Or Skeleton King back then, and they were just like, just press Q, dude.
Can't say that anymore. Sorry.
What?
Can't say Skeleton King anymore.
Well, you just said it, dude!
Oh, no.
Baited you into saying it.
It's
Look at
Wraith
that.
Radiant's
Got
bottom
you.
tower is under attack.
They throw me under the bus like that.
They go for the tier 2
He's actually
tower
not
over
going-
bottom.
Radiant's
He's also
top
not going
towers are
Greaves on
fortified.
Bloodseeker. He's going Lotus instead. Which is actually I like that even more.
Well, now he's going...
Dyer's
Oh,
courier has been
he
killed.
finished his tread, so yeah, he's gonna go Sword.
Dyer's courier has
Oh,
been
Toby's
killed.
courier, Boom's courier,
Radiant's
Shiva's
bottom tower is
not
under
getting
attack.
delivered, and Perseverance, I
That's-
think, not getting delivered.
Radiant's bottom tower has
It's pretty
fallen.
Yeah, that's
significant.
really sad. They haven't finished off their items, so it's not as like a big of a deal as it could have been. But which means they won't get the small components for a little while now.
To teach.
Good lane.
And they're gonna look over to get Misha Sinister Gaze, but oh, Scatterblast actually misses. I still think they get this kill. Fire Snap Cookie is what finishes it. I'd like to.
It's such a cool ability.
It's great. It is an amazing ability. It's good for a multitude of reasons. You know, just getting that lockdown or even using it in lane to get some farm.
Dyer's top tower.
Because it sets
I
you up
always
well with the
attack.
Scatterblast.
Yeah, it does. I always forget as well how tanky Snapfire is, just as a hero. Like, it's just innately tanky. He has like Glimmer Cape and
Attack.
1700 HP.
Dire's top tower is
That
under
was a
BKB
10-second BKB, basically for free.
It's really sad. Chad's going in here. He finds Saberlight.
Yeah, they could find this Underworld if they can get the kill. This would be massive. Chronosphere only onto the Wraith King. So that's just one stuck in it, but really not one to worry about. Guardian Greaves picked up by Saberlight. They'll get the Rod of HS out onto Boom. Toby taking a lot of
Nice
damage.
Chain
Fire
Frost.
Snap Cookie, that brings him back, but it's not going to keep him alive. He goes down to the tower. Chain Frost bounces over, and they get the kill into the Bloodseeker. They've used themselves Chronosphere. They don't have the Bloodseeker to fight. We'll see if they can continue to engage.
Pretty sure you just want to chill out a little bit here until the Bloodseeker's back up again. Like, they used Chrono, and
Radiant's
although they didn't get
courier
anything
has
from the
been
Chrono
killed.
itself, they did get the Bloodseeker on the side, right? So now that they know Chrono's not up, Viking can just wait until the Bloodseeker's alive and then just look to go again. Because without Chronosphere, NiP really don't look that scary.
Get a quick pause coming in.
Kali's just like, dude, I used Chrono and we didn't even kill the Wraith King. Come on, guys.
Let us pause. Talk about it. I mean, it's looking good right now for Viking GG. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
They-
it's looking really good.
Yeah. Like, they definitely look primed to take this game. And
But again, you can never count out Void Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
Because Charlie
100%.
has MKB now on the Void, so when he gets like his next time, it's probably going to be BKB, right? And then when he gets that BKB online, he can really kill like people quickly. Not the Wraith King, because I mean he's really tanking itself, but he also has reincarnation. But anybody else, if they get caught in Chrono, they will die to this Void +1.
So that's the thing. Like, do you just leave the Wraith King to his own accord and just focus up the rest of the team?
Good question.
Or, you know, because Wraith King can become a bit of a problem.
Yeah, how do they deal with the Wraith King, actually? I mean, this is a problem with playing Void against Wraith King, right? This is why they last picked it overall in the draft. They understand how powerful this Wraith King is against Void. So, I'm also really excited to see what talent he takes at level 20 on Wraith King. I mean, obviously, the standard one is no reincarnation mana cost, but there's no mana burn on Radiant's side. So he might decide to take the extra skeletons, just for the push power.
And
When I say really excited, that's a lie, by the way. I'm not really excited to see which talent he takes, but
Yes,
it is
you are.
interesting.
We're very excited. Mid lane. Fire Snap Cookie gets some distance. Now they've got Rod of Atos, but I mean, what more do you really have?
Dire are scanning.
He's fine. Actually going for, is that a Solar Crest on the Snapfire? I think it is.
It's got to be Ags, man. Gobble up, spit out.
I mean, it's actually not awful against Chrono if you get Aether Lens, but
Well, yeah, you can then eat somebody out of the Chrono. Go into this fight. They've got the Silence. Rupture gets used on a Saberlight once again. Avalanche comes in as well as the toss. Mortimer's Kisses. They get the kill on a Saberlight. They're taking out one. Now Boom trying to fight. He
has
does have
Aegis.
this Aegis, but he backs away. Era Yules has the Supernova. Blood right down, and Icarus dive away, but they're still trying to get this.
Toby wants him.
Trying to get the kill. Toby thinking about going past the tier 3
Dire's
tower.
middle tower is under
They will
attack.
back off. Aegis now expires.
yeah, he is going to have Rashivas now on Boom as well, so he's going to be a lot stronger now.
You know,
Much
will be
harder
the
to
Silver
deal
Edge
with.
for the
And-
Wraith King.
Again, it's the same thing. Fight starts, they just rupture the Underlord, throw him away. And once he's out of the fight, it's so difficult for NiP to try and
Radiant's
find
top
any more.
tower is under attack.
Because he's so much of their control and even damage in fights with the Firestorm, because it's percentage based, is really nice.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I missed Spot's Era, but won't get anything more. Just an Avalanche. So, as that Shiva's finished off for Boom,
Radiant's top
going into an
tower is under
Octarine core
attack.
next. Silver Edge finished for the Wraith King, and he's going Abyssal with that.
Yeah, he needs Abyssal for the catch against the Void, but it's also really nice against this Nature's Prophet as well, who has a BKB. So they need ways of just controlling these heroes up because they have good amounts of damage already. So
Fire Snap Cookie right into the Lich. Scatter Blast. Misha, nothing he can do. He ends up dead. Gone for 40 seconds. No buyback.
They keep their ward alive as well. Like the fact they protect that ward there is really important because the second Roche is going to be up
Radiant's top
like, within the
tower
next
is
few
under
minutes.
attack.
So they just need to keep controlling up this area of the map. Not let NiP take it back for themselves.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
They're
top
keeping this
tower
pressure on.
is
They'll probably
down.
take this tier 2 over mid as well. If, you know, Ninja's Pajamas don't
Radiant's top tower
look to defend.
is under attack.
Orb destruction for the Radiant side.
Dire's
one to
bottom
have.
tower is under attack.
I thought the Nature's Prophet was going to take it.
Era?
It's
He's
like
gonna
Void
get
has
ruptured?
Paladins.
Yeah, there's the rupture. Blood right. Do supernova. Or do you let yourself die? Yule's Fire Snap Cookie that ends up missing. Scatterblast with the toss. They get the kill
Dire's
there on
bottom
Era.
tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
They're continuing. I mean, look at this. They're just
Radiant's
corralling
bottom
Ninja's
tower
Pajamas
is
into
under
their
attack.
own base. And every time they step out, it feels like they can't do much of anything.
As true as that is, at least they have Nature's Prophet on NiP that can like get out onto the map to farm, even if they're stuck in their base, right? Because he has the teleport. So Saberlight as well tries to get the bot tier 1, actually gets
Radiant's
denied by
middle
Shad
tower
though.
is
So
under attack.
a little bit disappointing for Saberlight, but it is what it is.
Boom and Aramis up towards top, keeping these lanes pushed out. And Roche will be 2.5 minutes. It's a long one.
Dire are
Telescope
scanning.
and a greater fairy fire for the Dire side. Going Ags on the Bloodseeker, double rupture. Nobody holding the Orb of Destruction on Radiant. And then it was Craggy Coat, Enchanted Quiver, Telescope, and the greater fairy fire for the Dire.
I mean, Celery's so farmed.
Stun on a Saberlight.
Kisses.
And Mortimer's Kiss is coming through. Guardian Greaves.
Under attack.
Saberlight's in some trouble, throws the Rod of Atos over on a boom. They hit another stun on a Saberlight. Doesn't have Dark Rift, so he gets chased down.
I mean, there's no chance. Oh, they catch more as well. They find the Nature's Prophet. He's going to have to BKB. Well, I mean, when was the last time you actually saw NiP try and make a play themselves, right? Rather than just reacting to something? It feels like it's been forever.
It feels like they're
gonna
always
get-
trying to react. Era ruptured once again.
Oh,
Now he's got to figure out
can't
what he
get
can
the toss
do.
off.
It's, you know, once again, that question comes up. Do you supernova or you just die? And it seems like the answer every single time is hold supernova so you can fight another day. Potentially.
He doesn't
fight
want
another
to
day.
just. We saw that from Misery, like at least once last series, right? Where they just used the egg, even if it's like pointless.
Yeah.
It has like 110 second cooldown. You might as well just not use it,
Radiant's
right?
middle tower is under attack.
Because sometimes you respawn and you don't have it available for the next fight.
Rules. Toss.
Oh my god.
Dead before he hits the ground and the tier 2 tower goes down. They still got 30 seconds before Roche is up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're just being patient, waiting for the rush. I respect that.
What's
Yeah,
around
they know
this
that
stuff?
Supreme's been farming in the triangle. Because he keeps sending trees towards the mid lane to try and destroy the tier 1.
Sword finish for Snapfire, so now, you know, you've got that extra armor.
Yeah, for the Chrono as well, right?
Yeah. As long as Sawyer's out of it, he should feel pretty good about it. And by the way, this Void doesn't have BKB yet. So in the Chrono, Mortimer's Kisses comes out, or, you know, it's not the safest Chrono at the moment, it feels like.
It's because he hasn't been able to get out onto the map, though, right? Because Viking have been holding these like high grounds and things really well, and not giving them the opportunity to get out on the map and farm.
Yeah. I mean, look at where we're at with the Faceless Void's net worth.
Yeah, he's he's struggling.
He's 9k behind the Wraith King, who
He's
is
still
getting close to
1,000 gold
finishing
off
this Abyssal Blade.
The rune of haste.
Avalanche comes in, Rod of Atos. That hits Aramis, but what do you have to follow this up? Sinister Gaze, okay, gets hit by the Pit of Malice once again, but all of a sudden you're going to lose your Lich, so Misha dies. Roche is up. Like GG can back up, go for Aegis and Cheese.
Easy as that. I mean, Supreme again is trying to do the same thing. He's trying to shove side lanes in. At least try and force rotations back from Vikings. So the Tiny does go back. But yeah, without the Lich, they're not even going to think about fighting this Roche, I imagine. You know, the fact they have Chrono Egg and they don't feel like they can take team fights is a little bit of a worry because they're so reliant on this Void getting BKB now.
Oh, yeah.
You need everything they can get now to win a fight. So.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So about
Roshan
900 gold until they get this Abyssal Blade that gets cut down with the Roche kill and puts it down to about 600 gold until he's got this Abyssal. And they're dealing, you know, with an Aegis as well as Cheese.
There is almost about to be an Axe on the Bloodseeker as well, which is pretty cool.
And an Octarine almost finished for the Ember, so a lot coming in for Viking GG in the next few minutes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It almost feels like it's the waiting game for Ninjas of Pajamas.
It really does, yeah. It was a really like fast-paced game at the start, but as the game's gone on, it's just...
I'm gonna just start ripped on. Yeah, it was very fast-paced at the beginning of the game, and things have kind of really cut back because I feel like everything's just the timings, the pace, and what happens in the game is almost very much determined by Viking, right?
Aramis. He's trying to hunt for the Phoenix, but...
Yeah,
I love when players know this, where they know some hero's probably going to be lurking up here somewhere. They just don't know where. Chrono.
For Toby. Let's see if they can get this kill. Sight of Fist comes through. Now he's got the Yules. He'll survive a little bit longer. Sunray on him, gets a Rupture out before he dies. And that's a Rupture on a Charlie. So right clicks come in, Aramis tosses him up. They've got the Avalanche on the other side of this fight. The Remnant forward as well, Sinister Gaze, but the Mortimer's Kisses coming through. They get the kill on a Charlie. They go over Misha. Misha trying to run. There is the kill onto the Lich. They've got themselves two. Chain Frost bouncing around, but it's over to the Ancient, so it's not really that great. They've got themselves two popping as well as the Sunray. That gets on Aramis, but they look over at Supreme. They get a third kill here onto this Nature's Prophet. And I think they're going to look for more, but I don't know if they'll find Era.
Yeah, they need to get their waves in here on Viking so they can try and make the most of this Void being dead. Well, and the Nature's Prophet as well. The problem they've had all game so far is at the moment the waves are constantly being shoved in towards them, and they can't pressure that with their advantage that they have. They did lose the Aegis in that fight. Boom did die. He has Octarine Core coming out now on the Courier. Did you see when that Void came down from Yules, how quickly he died, by the way? He went from like 60% HP to 0 in about half a second.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Dire are scanning.
They find the Phoenix.
Era. Hit by the Abyssal.
He's doing the right thing though. Like he needs to skip waves and try and just, you know, force creep waves back the other way. It reminds me, you know, when we saw OpenAI play all that time ago. Reminds me of that when they would just like run down lanes and try and keep the creeps out of their base.
Are they still updating that?
I don't know. No. I'm pretty sure they stopped. It was fun while it lasted though.
Yeah.
Who just goes in?
No chrono for 46 seconds. I mean, I don't know if they really care. They can definitely play aggressive.
Radiant's top tower is under
Shad
attack.
taking your top lane,
Radiant structures are fortified.
forcing the glyph, and now it feels like you're almost forced to fight. Rupture on a Saberlight, he'll back away. Hit with the Glimmer Cape to keep himself in vis. Put him Alice down once again. Right clicks coming in from Shad.
Shad just needs to go and heal up a second here somewhere. Just off the creeps or something. He has the level 25 by the way. He's actually gone for the lifesteal, which is interesting. He does really lifesteal up quickly now. Up to 52%. That's crazy. Fusion escape? I guess he takes that. I think they're still a little bit scared to go high ground because there's
Radiant are scanning.
they have no Aegis now, right? As well. So.
Chrono's now available too. Fire Snap Cookie gets him out of the Pit of Malice. Watching where Charlie's going to find a Chrono.
Radiant's top
Harley is-
tower is under attack.
The Wraith King is double, at least, well, he's more than double the net worth of the Void. Well, it's close.
Dire are scanning.
Almost double.
Radiant's
Yeah.
It's
top
just
tower
under.
has
Now he
fallen.
is. No, now he's just under. It's going back and
It's
forth.
insane.
Put him out of the Wraith King. Rupture used once again. Of course, having those charges has another one to use, but Shad getting low. Chronosphere is there. Incruside into it, though. Now they've got the Rupture. They get the first kill out of the hands of Shad. Aramis ends up dead. Can they get anything on this? Supernova down. Bloodright comes in. They've got the little Shredder. They'll get the cone of the egg. Now they look over the Pit of Malice of the BKB being popped by Charlie, who gets the right clicks out of the Solari, but saved for the moment. They've got the Dust and the Gem now dropped
Yes,
on the
cheese
deck.
on Ember.
Era dead, Solari gone. Solari buys back. They look over at Boom. He'll eat the cheese. He'll remnant away. They've got the silence.
Nice
Bloodright coming in
silence.
again. Sleight of Fist comes through once more. Shad is going to have himself that reincarnation in a moment, but he needs to be careful as he goes in between 4 of these heroes. Now 5 with Era. Sunray getting the kill on a Shad. Into deep. Second man down as Toby falls. So they commit way too far. Shad had a couple seconds until that reincarnation was up, but chose to move in between everybody instead.
I mean, they've been so patient this game on Viking, but it's really difficult to push high ground against this Radiant side. They have the Frost Shield, this Underlord holds high ground really well, they have Sunray, like there's the Chrono Egg to constantly worry about as well. There's so many things to have to worry about, and like they've done a really good job of just not forcing high ground, but at some point you have to go, right? And they've been trying to get this like Rupture onto the Underlord to start the fight, but Aramis hasn't been able to find the opening with the Blink Toss to get him out the base. And if the Underlord survives, it's impossible to push high ground. It doesn't matter how far behind they were. You saw this Void does so much damage just with MKB, BKB, Mask of Madness.
And now look at this. Look at where NiP are pointing on the map.
Yeah, they want to get out onto the map. They want to get vision down so they can try and make plays. Oh, Aramis.
Sinister is on Aramis, has the toss up into the air. Supreme comes over, 4 step back. They've got the Dust. Won't matter. Fire Snap Cookie to make even more distance.
It's a nice sign.
Arms for the dead.
Dire are scanning.
Minotaur.
Do they
Horn.
have the neutral items on Dire? They have one. They've just got the illusions.
Pull roots and run.
Have they thrown the Illusionist Cape on anybody?
They've got it on their Bloodseeker.
Spell Prism.
That's an Underlord, I guess. Oh, toss.
They're gonna look for Saberlight. Do they have the damage before he Dark Rips away? It looks like it. 90 seconds without Underlord. Now is the time to push. He
Yeah,
has
this-
buyback
these,
and 180 gold.
These level 3 Mortimer's Kisses do so much damage. It's 320 per, like, glob. Yeah, glob is the technical term.
Get a globbin.
So, like we've been saying, the Underlord's the
Radiant's
one they
middle
really need to
tower
kill
is
so they
under
can force
attack.
high ground. And they get him, so... we'll see what they can do here with this. They obviously think he's going to have buyback, so they have to be a little bit careful. Little do they know he doesn't. That's a nice sign for the Wraith.
Use the Enchanted Quiver over to the Ember.
That's okay. You know, if you're slight fisting somebody, you just get the extra chip damage. It's fine.
You still have... No, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Now they have one more to
Dire's top
find.
tower is under attack.
See, now Supreme's level 25, he's really going to start shoving the lanes in, though, like farming them up. He's getting really farmed on this guy. Like, if you look at Supreme's items, it's like Orchid, Satanic, AC, BKB. This guy's crazy. And when he gets another damage item, he's going to hit really hard.
Yeah, Daedalus next. They actually didn't push in too hard, considering the Underlord was dead for so long.
Yeah, and so it's a 60k net worth lead for Viking, but if you look at the support net worths, this Viking's 4,000 in front of the Phoenix, and Celery's like 5,000 in front of the Lich. So more than half of the net worth advantage, or probably about half, of Viking's lead is just in supports. So the cores aren't too far behind.
To be fair, though, the Void was very far back of the Wraith King.
Yes, yeah.
That is a big amount of a split there.
What's been with these little pauses today?
I don't know.
I'm doing it on Fly to Moon as well.
Yeah. We're still up 17k. Oh my god. I don't know if you caught that. The remnant from Boom just like across the map to get that arcane rune.
Nice.
Or what felt like it was across the map.
Are they close to something that would really make a difference? Oh, bot lane, they catch the thingy, whatever his name is.
Supreme. Nature's Prophet.
They need the
Opposite
Wraith King
BKB.
there with the Abyssal to cancel the TP.
He's level
I think
25.
Thingy's a better
too.
name, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I have it listed on my hero grid.
No, I was practicing my play-by-play recently, and I never realised when you do analysis. Oh, hang on, there's something going on here. Oh
Get him
wait.
out. And is the Wraithfire Blast coming through? Charlie, he has this Chronosphere available, but there's the Abyssal Blade. Chad doesn't want to lose his first life very quickly, but he will.
Swan God, he
now
has
they're gonna
Chrono
get the
still.
Chrono right on top of it. Supernova, Chain Frost bouncing around, doing a lot of damage. Chad dead. 100 seconds gone. They look over at the end of this fight
stuck
as
in the pit.
Supreme. He's hit with a Rupture, but it's not going to matter. Boom trying to leave. Time walk forward, don't have another Chronosphere, so you can't lock him down, but they are going to bring Supreme over to try and do the job. Got the Sight of Fist as well as the Searing Chains out onto the Nature's Prophet. They're continuing to chase on the rest of these heroes. They're without Shad for 80 seconds. Boom just backs away, and a big 2 kills onto the Wraith King.
What you do, it doesn't matter what your lead is if you're playing into Void Phoenix.
But now they've used
Broken-
everything, and can you go into this Roche pit and contest?
Yeah.
Dire
Well, no,
are
they can't on
scanning.
Viking, not without the Wraith King. If they go in here, I'd be amazed. I really don't think you can do this.
This is where, oh, Remnant forward. It's actually past the pit. They've got the Rupture. They see that it's close to down. Bloodright is on the ground. They get the Silence. Pin him out. Age is picked up. Cheese is down, and they also pick up, they pick up the Ag's Blessing. That's going to go on the Faceless Void. That's massive for these fights.
I mean, look at his net worth now.
Oh, and from being doubled by the Wraith King to being equal with him. Wraith King's net worth really hasn't moved north at all.
Who has the Lotus Orb? Oh, it's Saberlight, right?
Ninjas in pajamas. Bringing this one back. They've got the Rupture. Now Boom on the backlines. Fire Snap Cookie that lands onto Charlie. They've got the Supernova down, but that is away from the fight. So they're not going to have that Supernova as well as the Faceless Void Chronosphere, but they get the kill on Oramus. They check out the Chinese dead for 85 seconds with no
buyback on him.
buyback. Sight of Fist coming in, and once again, there's the Shivas, the time walk forward with that Ags, making this very difficult for Boom. They've got Shad back up. Can they fight into this? That's really the question. And it really doesn't feel like the answer to that question is yes. But Bloodright down once again. Charlie gets silenced. Shad on the back lines of this has the Abyssal Blade, goes
Oh,
after
Supreme?
Era. But Shad, realizing he doesn't output as much damage as he would like, as Era is able to survive this. Now they've got the Sinister Gaze. They have the right-click damage to get the first life out of the hands of this Wraith King once again. One of those kisses coming in. Boom's in trouble. BKB's popping around the horn on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. They're only up 4,000 net worth on the side of Viking GG as they get after him. Boom, they get the kill. He's there for 100 seconds. No buyback. No buyback on this Ember Spirit. He's short 250 gold. They're going to go even deeper for this. They hit the Sprout onto the Snapfire, and they're going to look towards the Tier 3 towers. But as you look towards the Tier 3, you remember to
Dire's
yourself,
middle
we
tower
need to take
is
this
under
Tier 2,
attack.
don't we? Yes,
I like how you
the answer to
rescued
that
yourself
is
there.
yes.
Yeah,
It wasn't me who did it.
They were all fighting towards the bot side, you know, where it was like that ward spot next to the Dire bot tier 2. And Shad TP'd mid, so it was so separated from the rest of his team. They really wanted to try and fight before Chrono was up, but now Charlie has it available again. This game has just turned on its head so quickly.
18,000, 20,000 net worth lead, and all of a sudden, it is even. By the way, AoE Sinister Gaze? When was the last time you saw an Ags on a Lich?
Oh my god.
It's got so much farm. Bloodright down, time walk forward, Bash is coming in, Chrono on
Chrono.
the 3! That's gonna land, Solarian's a dead, he's gonna buy back immediately, though. Go for the kill on the down goes Toby. He's got buyback, forced to use it, but they're still without the Ember for 30 seconds. They've got the toss and the Abyssal Blade, but Dark Rift, they've got the damage to get the kill to the Unlord. He's there for 100 seconds.
No
Let's take
buyback?
Saber Blade, and he doesn't have buyback. Right click's coming in from Chad. Icarus dive over, Supernova used. Now they're gonna start to back away, but they've got themselves the Sprout as well as the Sinister Gaze. Solari in some trouble, but there's the break out onto the face of Spoy. The BKB's been popped. They go after Toby. They've got themselves the rupture, but they'll end up losing Toby. He just fought back at the beginning of this fight. They'll go over Shad. Shad's going to lose that first life. Solari trying to help, but there's the toss back into the well once again. Misha trying to get away from this one, but he's able to survive. Shad pops the BKB. They look over to Ramus. They've got themselves the Shivers from Boom. Boom's back alive into this fight. They look over at Misha. They've got the Sinister Gaze out on 3 of these heroes. That's amazing. But is it going to matter? They get the kill on Misha. They look over at Era. They get the kill on the Phoenix as well as the Lich. And they try to hold. They're still without this Bloodseeker. Oh, Avalanche hits on a Supreme. Now they've got the Abyssal Blade. There's an Abyssal Blade on the Tiny as well as Shad. They're going to use not 1 but 2. They'll go on to the Disney Prophet. They'll get the kill. He's never 100 seconds. Oh, man, 3 heroes on the side of Nations in Pajamas do have buyback. But that is a massive hold from Viking GG as it seemed to come all crashing down in the last few minutes.
I like the only way they lose a fight is if they just fight outside the fountain. And Tiny caught 2 separate people with tosses to throw them back into the fountain. The first one on the Underlord. Obviously, he caught Misha for the second time, but he managed to Glimmer Cape out and didn't get caught. But even so, I mean, just a little bit too far from NiP. And now all of a sudden, you're in a position where if you're forced to buy back here on Supreme, it gives Viking a win condition, effectively, right? Which is crazy, considering... Also, that Abyssal Blade on Tiny really caught me off guard.
Yeah. And he's had it. It's great. I love it. Time walk forward. Shad, he's got 2 lives. Fire Snap Cookie. BKB's been popped by Charlie. He has Chronosphere in 40. Shad, Pin Malice down once again. Charlie goes forward. There's the Avalanche. Yule's Charlie surviving. Shad needs to be careful. They didn't force any of these buybacks yet.
This is really good by NiP. But again, it's the same thing. How do you push into this? Even when it's 3 versus 5, they still can't go into this high ground. It's so difficult.
Sinister Gaze. Oh, Shad pops the BKB. And now he's got the Abyssal Blade, but that's reflected back with the Lotus Orb coming out from Saberlight. They get the first kill out on a Shad. They look over Charlie. Now he's got Chronosphere. He'll use it. Mortimer's Kiss is coming down to Troy, but is it going to be enough? They look over at Shad. Can they get the second kill? 30 seconds till he's allowed to have that reincarnation once again. Now they've got the Silence, Pin of Malice, and Fire Snap Cookie not enough. Shad ends up dead, but he's got buyback. Time walk in. That's going to bash up 2 of these heroes. That's Ramus as well as Boom. They get bashed up. Boom uses that remnant to get away. Oh, the time walk. It just stops TPs. It doesn't matter. Solari, he's dead again.
Buyback on him either. Really nice chrono again by Charlie though. He's really turned his game around considering how it was going for the first 20-25 minutes or so. That's the cheese now as well that he's picked up from his team. Goodness. But this Wraithing's just not doing any damage in fights. He has decent like DPS items as well, he just can't.
Remnant over, but Remnant into the team!
Jesus. He's going to have to buy back on Shad. They're just going to go for this. They'll go for the win because they know Celery doesn't have buyback on the SAPPHIRE.
90 seconds. The buyback comes in from Aramis as well as Shad. Shad trying to go in with the BKB. He's also got the Silver Edge. That hits on a Charlie, but they look over. They get the kill on a Boom. He is dead immediately. He's got buyback. Forced to use it. Avalanche comes in as well as the Rupture. The Rupture's out on a Charlie. They've used the Abyssal Blade. Now they're trying to leave with the Supernova coming in, but that's going to get Sun out on a Boom as well as Shad. Shad, he'll be back up for the second life, but Boom's in trouble. He's got the Silence. Now he's in trouble once again. Now dead. Boom, gone 2 minutes. He's out of here. Shad will die as well. 2 minutes gone. Ninjas in Pajamas. They've taken this game back. They win game 1, being down 20k. And how have they done it? They turn it around, they hold the high ground, and lose basically nothing in their base.
I think that was crazy. That was really well played by NiP. I don't really know what Viking could have done differently. I think they gave the second Aegis away maybe a little bit cheaply, but how do you go high ground this game? And like we said, these 3 cores on the Radiant side all scale really well. Remember, we said about the Void and just